So we return to find Bangs pigging out. And I'm trying to remember what else is afoot. I don't see anybody else in the colony that is not supposed to be here. So it looks like we're just going to let Bangs eat to her heart's content. We are a little light on vegetable protein at the moment, but that's okay. And Bang seems to be picking out on nutrient paste, so that's merciful. Certainly a preferable type of pigging out rather than eating our meager, lavish meal stockpile. But yeah, this is the beginning of the stream after we did our 90 hive test, which went surprisingly well. I am noticing that there are a few insects down here, and I guess, yeah, we're just not making the progress we need to. Mustafa, hello and welcome to the stream. Happy Monday to you. By the way, whereabouts in the world are you? I'm terribly curious. I always like to know where people are joining me from. I'm on the east coast of the United States at the moment, to answer that question. But yeah, we're getting back into some RimWorld, which I'm very excited about. I feel like RimWorld is my therapy. Oh, from Turkey. Very nice. What time is it in Turkey right now? I would hazard a guess, but it would only show my my ignorance of global time zones. But yeah, the colony is looking pretty stable. Safari. I don't remember Safari showing up, so... Oh, Bangs is back to normal. So she will be experiencing catharsis, which will keep her mood nicely pegged. Unusable meditation focus. Now, is that because... Hook, you're on work. And if I recall correctly, yes, artistic. We should probably add some meditation spots inside of here, and then we can assign one of them for Hook, who at the moment doesn't really need to meditate, but eventually will. Oh, and there's a... Oh, they're dropping on top of us. How fun. Just what I needed is what looks like a center drop mech raid to start us off. How lovely. Oh yeah, Mustafa. This colony is as old as time itself. I'm really nursing this one for all it's worth. So let's see. Where do we think these drop pods, which are going to land probably like somewhere in here, are going to end up? I guess since we don't know, we should probably just rally everyone to here. And, wait, are they landing on our anima tree? All right, that's interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump pack everyone out of the way so we don't end up with any collateral damage. This is a very convenient place for them to be drop podding into. All right, looks like 5 centipedes. That's not terrible. But also not exactly what we're looking for. Let's make sure everyone who is arriving now is getting cover. Oh, my phone is reminding me that now is the time to. Oh, Hook, do you not have? Okay, Hook needs to hide a little bit, because Hook is not wearing a shield belt, which is regrettable. We're not really gonna have a problem until the centipedes get in range. So I'm just gonna keep everybody up front, and Elliot should be able to get some skips pretty soon. Okay, there we go. There's one. Do we have a second one? No. This is where things get a little tricky. I think I'm gonna move Elliot up to here, even though it's a little risky. And then have her continue to relocate these centipedes. Okay. We still have one centipede that is ill-placed, but yeah, this is not bad. And in fact, I'm gonna have Elliot. Who's minor break risk? Hook. All right, Hook's not getting a lot of excitement. And then we can put this centipede here, and it can get wailed on by everyone. All right. This was pretty painless. We do need a new shield belt for Hook. Why is Hook not wearing a shield belt? This is the first question in a series of questions. The main one being shield pack, shield belt. Okay, so we want to make sure that we always have one shield belt on hand. And do until we have at least one shield belt of excellent quality or better. All right. So that will help out. And we will clean up the garbage pile that is the those attackers. That was pretty painless. The fact that the center drop mech cluster decided to land on the anima tree was quite the gift. Now I'm gonna set that up for hunting and ask Valentin. Valentin's already unrestricted, and White is now unrestricted, so they'll take care of that. Seeing those Muffalo run off of the map is always a sad one. That was the bulk of the goodness of our wildlife, too. I was going to say, why is this here? Oh. As is tradition, Valentin has decided to attract the ire of... Oh, my word. Prioritize hunting, prioritize hunting. That will get them hauling things back. But we're pretty good on meat right now. Arguably extremely good on meat, given that we have bug flesh overflowing into the hallway. I'm tempted to say that we need a bit more hydroponics, but also polar bear 120 really needs to not be pregnant at the moment. We have enough as it is, and it looks like we do have a new quest coming in, which is hosting an ally, which is always fun. The Prime Archotechnist of the Hawaii is requesting a favor. His friend Benji is interested in learning about cultures, and he wants you to host him at Turtle Haven for 16 days. Benji will not do any work. Benji appreciates accommodations. So we can do this relatively easily. I wouldn't actually mind the hyperweave. That's tempting. Because we haven't had a good... It's very hard to come up with a good supply of hyperweave, it seems. But the neuroformer is clearly the most lucrative item. But we're already sitting on a few of those, I think. How many of those do we have? We're sitting on 3 of those. We should probably use them to bump up some people's Psylink levels, but I think Bangs is the person we're currently working on, if I recall correctly. Oh, Bangs is already maxed out. Oh, is Bangs? Oh, Bangs is tribal. Okay, so sinking into royal favor for Bangs is pretty uninteresting. Which means we'll probably immediately switch over to working on Hook if we haven't already. There we go. That will clear Randy to do it. Have we already started Hook on Psy training? Not quite yet. Oh yeah, and we do also have to be mindful of the conversion cooldown on Randy, because it's going to be very slow going getting Hook converted over. Oh, I can hear Randy going to work over here. I was like, what's that noise? Now, if I recall correctly, Hook is also... Oh, something's on fire. Oh, Fire Foam Popper took care of it right away. Amboss will have their work cut out for them down there. And looks like our power supply is... Oh, my word. Crab. Tell me more about yourself, Crab. You have a great memory and are pretty and gay. You are an artist, a doctor, and intellectual. We will rescue you? We can only capture or strip them. Is that because we don't have... We have medical beds. I think we may, unfortunately, leave Crab to succumb to the elements. Sorry, Crab. But you are not that exciting. Our rice supply is rebounding slowly, but I feel like we're a little light on provisions. This doesn't need to be cleared. That doesn't need to be cleared. That can all get cleared up. Same with that. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's been a very eventful first few minutes of stream. I don't mind it. Especially when your terrifying center drop raid is as muted as that one was. So this golden sculpture, I'm curious. So its beauty value is 3360. Compare that to this one, which I think was masterwork, 2,000. This one was legendary, 6,000 beauty. Okay. What was this one made out of? Is this the uranium sculpture? I don't see a material at all. Huh. Oh, silver. Oh, I made it out of silver. Okay. Get rid of that. Just clean up the few last little bits and pieces here. And then we also need to shrink the cook zone, because we've been using it for reasons. Hook is now meditating here, which once we get Hook some psi focus, that will be great. And then Hook is already upgrading to an excellent shield belt, which is perfect. I think everybody else has better than that, though. Let's double check. Masterwork. Masterwork. Legendary. All right, we might want to aggressively... Oh, I don't want to make 10 shield belts of that quality. But let's see if we can get ourselves another masterwork. Well, worst case scenario, we'll have some shield belts to sell. And we also have a lot of insect jelly. Ooh. An Imperial trader, you say? Oh, wow. They really, did they get into a fight right off the bat when they arrived? We'll send Edie out. Oh, it looks like they might be coming in. Let's hold off. It's always frustrating when the pack separates from the people, because if you were to buy from these folks while the pack was up here, the pack animals, that is, you'd end up with all of your goodies showing up there, which you don't like. So what happened to Vandonoscus? This is the question. Smashed in the head. A meat beacon, you say, Mustafa. Tell me more about this technology. I would be curious. I feel like my colony generally is a meat beacon in the sense that I'm constantly besieged by by raiders, and they would provide a lot of meat if we were a cannibal colony. That's to be sure. We have 47 reinforced barrels. That's kind of a lot. A drill arm. I'm curious about a drill arm. I think I'm going to pick this one up just to have it. I'm thinking about it for Hook, and I'm not sure how it will impact his melee effectiveness, so I want to be a little careful about that. For the mood boost, I'm getting more and more curious about this. Tell me, is that an item that was added in ideology, and do you need to be a particular ideology in order to be able to make that? I guess is the question. All right, and then we need to take them for all they are worth, as is tradition. So we will be selling them maybe like 300 insect jelly. Oh, it looks like 400. 500 and... looks like 535 insect jelly for everything they have. Thank you. And then we'll just make sure that the bear zone extends far enough that it covers all of the goodies. Because in terms of mood boost, we have a few of these psychic emanators, which are, or at least we have one of them. I shouldn't speak too glibly. And I'm very excited about the fact that we are slowly installing more flooring in our rooms to improve the prettiness of them. But the closest thing that I can think of to what you're describing, Mustafa, is the cannibal feast that was added by ideology. I think sounds a bit like what you're describing. That's a ritual you can do if your ideology, like the Awoken Theory, which I think has a... Oh no, cannibalism is abhorrent even for the Awoken Theory, which is odd because I thought the Awoken Theory was the ideology of the cannibal pirates. So I'm just looking for beacons now, just to see. So we have the ship landing beacon, the orbital trade beacon. Oh, we do have the ability to make... Oh, that was interesting. We do have the ability to make the mark of the ideogram mark of rating because Hook is here. Can we make this out of multiple things? Oh, okay. So this is not a floor embellishment. That is something else. We do get some spike core decorations, though. Doesn't look like this. Oh, okay. We can make this one out of marble. Oh, but it's very small. The spike core marble tile. I kind of want to just put down one of these and just see what it looks like. We'll see if Hook can build us a spike core floor star. And then I'm sure Randy has, yeah, Randy has hit the conversion threshold. So we probably need to find a better place for Hook to live eventually too. But mainly I'm concerned about the fact that 93 certainty doesn't feel good. Wait, who are you friends with, Hook? Your father, Conrad. Your sister, Savannah. Oh, you like Bebor a lot. That's good. Okay, down to 76. That's going to continue harming Hook's happiness. As a side note, Hook appears to have like a heart birthmark on their head, which is interesting. We're doing a good job of working our way through the staggering amount of insect meat that we have. Oh, there's our Masterwork shield belt. That's very nice. How many shield belts did we end up making? 6? Hook should come and put that on, I believe. Two components, 50 steel, 20 plasteel. That's not bad at all. Okay. So we have a couple with psychically hypersensitive Mustafa. Elliot, I believe, is our psychically hypersensitive body modder. And then we might have one other one. But it was primarily... Oh, now I know exactly what you're talking about, Mustafa. So you're talking about taking someone and turning them into a vegetable and then giving them a psychic harmonizer, which is this here, which I've actually... I have had interest in doing this. So let's look for another person, because we will need to find someone during a raid, because I'm not going to turn Elliot. Elliot's a little too powerful in their current form. But yes, let's make that a priority. I am very interested in trying that out. And ooh, so we have this thing. How pretty. Do we like this? It has a beauty of 30, which is not terrible. This room is not the appropriate size for that. We might want to try the other size of spike core flooring. This one? Yeah, this one looks like it fits just right. So let's put one of those there. Right outside of Hook's room. But yeah, it would be fun to have someone who is a vegetable. I've been wanting to do that for a while and just haven't tried it out. Oh my good goose gravy. Looks like Elliot is culling the ducks. Yes, for sure. We also need to figure out where we're gonna put it. So I'm very curious about this. And actually, Mustafa, I have been thinking about the opposite also, which is having like a house out here or something like that contains a very, very unhappy pawn, and using that as a way to like weaponize mood, you know, so that the raiders are nearby and all kind of go crazy and attack one another. I think that's a little harder than, say, weaponizing the auto bong, but for those who haven't seen it, it was... I don't know where the idea originally came from. I originally heard about it as something that Adam vs. Everything was trying, and he had used an auto bong to reduce consciousness of everything. So consciousness is kind of like the overall stat that determines the awakeness of a pawn. So if we grab a random pawn here like Edie, and we look, we can see that her consciousness is 110, thanks to the neural supercharging. When your consciousness gets low enough, you pass out. And so the idea of the auto bong is that it gets everybody high as part of a ritual, and it creates a cloud that lowers everyone's consciousness, that in turn makes them move slower and be more sluggish. And I believe it has been fixed now, but at one point, that also affected the consciousness of mechanoids. And so you could create a kill box where you had, say, like an auto bong here with like a little bit more wall, and it would kind of creep around this way, and it would make it easier to down enemy pawns, which I thought was very interesting. Look at that. That floor star is delightful. Why is there a steel knife inside of Kenta's room? What has Kenta been getting up to? We have to worry. And we need to, at some point, come up with better accommodations for Hook. Unless Hook and Bebor end up becoming close friends. Which reminds me, oh, we also, Flynn. So, Amboss is still upset that Flynn killed his mom. I can't understand why. But so we'll need to use Word of Love on them to try and keep them happy with one another. I don't want that relationship breaking up because it's so hard to keep everybody around. But once these two wake up, we'll have Edie come Word of Love Amboss to Flynn to try to smooth over the fact that Flynn killed Amboss's mom. They're certainly talking a lot together, which is nice. That's keeping them sane and friendly. But yeah, the spike core flooring is not that interesting to me. I'm not blown away by this floor star. I also feel like it should go down one more. Okay, Amboss, you're awake. Flynn, you're awake. Edie, you're awake. All right. 1, 2, 3. And then Word of Love, you to you. There we go. And then now if we look at Amboss, Amboss is now very happy with Flynn, despite the fact that Flynn is a matricidal maniac, for lack of a better descriptor.